from APLF.
I'm Xian, and we are the host of today's webinar.
Yes, if you are first time here, we would like to welcome you. And if you have attended a few times before, and we would like to say thanks to your support and be with us again. And we are glad to see the pandemic has cooling down and people are resuming to work. And the pandemic has forced us to change the way we work, but we have to stay in a strong bonding with the industry, and it is the best time to learn and share. In the following weeks, we have invited speakers from the leather and fashion industry to share the viewpoints with you. So please stay tuned on our social media platform and our website.
So, feel free to check with our panelists and attendees in the chat box list below, and you can select to panelists or to all audience from the drop-down menu. If you have any questions, please type in the Q&A box. You will see this icon at the bottom of the screen, and we will answer you the question later.
So today we have a great honor to invite our friend podcaster, our fashion consultant from APLF Sustainable Sourcing Platform, and to be the speaker. And is a trend forecaster who specializes in advanced and sustainable materials for ready-to-wear shoes, leather goods. She's also the consultant of French Technical Leather Center for the Sustainable Brand. So let's welcome Anne. Yeah, so Anne is our trend forecaster who specializes in advanced and sustainable materials for ready-to-wear shoes and leather goods. And Anne is also the consultant of French Technical Leather Center for Sustainable Brands. So, Anne, I have a question for you before you start. I would like to know how sustainability is impacting the fashion industry. And I'm very curious on the massive change of the sustainable material trend. So would you like to answer us and start the presentations?
Okay, so it's straight to the point and directly on the subject. So first, I would love to say hello to everybody because I've seen all the panelists, and I think we're traveling all over the world through this webinar. So sustainability is a worldwide subject, of course, and especially now and after the worldwide lockdown, you know. So I think it's not anymore a trend, it's really worried, and the solution to make on revolution in the fashion sector. This is my opinion about sustainability and the trend forecasting I'm going to present you. So hi everybody, hi from Paris. As Xavier said to you that I'm a fashion consultant from based in Paris, and I would say welcome from Paris. You know that we just came out from the lockdown last week, and when Perrine Ardouin, the director of APLF Fair, proposed me to share my ideas with you, the big question for me was through which doors I'm going to enter in that subject, especially in that moment. And the first word, the first concept I wanted to be involved in was commitment, my commitment, your commitment to analyze forward trends for sustainable material and components. This commitment passed through this date to 2030. By this day, according to the United Nations, carbon emissions must be reduced by 45% to avoid climate crisis, and now what happened due to the COVID pandemic. So today I'm going to divide this talk in two parts. First part was for me a very positive way to show you how a growing number of fashion designers use sustainability as a creative tool. The second part will present sustainable material and component for brand development teams who are, of course, desperately now looking for sustainable suppliers for circularity and new business of positivity. So let's go to fashion the future, to transform fashion and to be positive in the, what we call this new business of positivity. Let's hang our ideas on the fact that in the related analysis from last week, 71% of brands will favor partners with a positive impact on society. And some people here in France, but in Europe and in all the world, will say that we pass in a new century. So how to be circular and positive? I propose you first to talk about this also designer, new designer, digital native, of course, and sustainable native in their design. Design, you know it, design it's a tool and it's a way to be connecting between people, economics and environment, worried and purpose. And those new fashion designer using waste as a resource, and it's here the key trends of sustainability. First, we have Aurélie Fontan. Aurélie Fontan is based in London, but she's originally come from France, and she invent a concept with which is called the technocraft couture. And when you analyze these three words, techno, like technology, craft, like the trace of the handcraft skill, and couture, high-hand fashion, it's the way she's revalorizing quality, craftsmanship combined with ethical practice. So Aurélie Fontan is making leather goods like handbags with 85% recycled leather, 55% leather coming from the glitter waste. And you can see it's very fashion, very high-end couture, and very millennial, answering to the way of what I say, that luxury from yesterday is not the luxury from tomorrow. And so she made from recycled leather and leather waste a black waterproof leather crossbody bag, which is 100% handcraft with no sewing, with 100% sewing free and made in United Kingdom. So all these kind of features, handcraft, sewing free, made in UK, high-end couture, it's one of the key trends of sustainability. Is Bonnie Eve Loom and Stephanie Moscal, a new waste collection which was inspiring by his family's heritage in the coal industry. And she tried to find 100% biodegradable textile made from charcoal foam composite. And you can see she created an eco-textile adaptable for the fashion industry, which is fully biodegradable and desirable. It's only nearly look like leather, but it's not leather, it's a kind of rubber. And you can see the storytelling of the charcoal coming from her family, how she can reach her high-end creativity, like a couture creativity through sustainability. And maybe you have been to my talk on March 2019 in Hong Kong for APLF, and I show you a very casual approach from sustainability concept. But now you can see that beauty and luxury can be achieved in a very holistic and natural way without sacrificing on aesthetic purpose. Another one, it's Zarine Zeik. She used an experimental process through a biomaterial. It's still what we call eco-couture, and it's really the big trends of this approach. And she's on an experimental project where she created a biological pattern, and you can see all the pattern in this color, for example, are made by manipulating the insemination process through a pattern she created, and she used the billion microbiological system to raise this pattern through the print she put on this color. And it's really interesting because it's alive. Lydiane Ngo, she used the 3 R's, which are the key trends also of this eco-couture. It's recycle, renew, and reuse. And she obtained the Caring Award for Sustainable Fashion 2019 prizes, which is been delivered by the Caring Luxury Caring Group. And Caring, you know that we told you about their operation about their project about sustainability. And it's very interesting to see that now sustainability is transversal. It's a transversal approach for the mass market, for Marks and Spencer, for example, but also a big word for the luxury group. So it's very important to have experimental couture, eco-couture, which creates zero waste, which use the 3 R's: reusing, recycling, reuse, like the work of Lydia. She used leather offcuts, Pinatex leather, and plastic bottles and plastic bags reuse. Another and last example of this tremendous revolution, it's Grand Truth. Grand Truth is a leather goods brands working on the concept. All the stories of these brands are very interesting because they talk about travel experience. They explore, they protect, and they are very proud to make 100% recycled post-consumer plastic product. And so they create a bespoke technical GTRK001 textile, which is really based on the concept travel experience, explore and protect. And you see it's very functional, very practice, and resilient, and secure the way to carry all your essential. It's for a lifestyle approach. And what I wanted to conclude in this first part, that this tremendous couture, eco-couture approach is going to show how tremendous the fashion designer prove that they can reach customized couture, a very high-end qualities couture. So now, as a material hub, in this second part, I'm going to present you suppliers of materials and sustainable components I found all over Europe during and before, of course, the lockdown in Europe. I had the chance to meet a lot of responsible sourcing suppliers. So the selection I made was based on 4 key criteria for identifying the best practice from those suppliers. First of all was biodiversity, a key criteria which using organic and regenerative principle. Water also, it's very important in the way that this supplier reduce, recycle, reuse and treat the water. Energy, how they can demonstrate in concrete action how to make the transition away from fossil fuels, and of course waste, how the loop all the entire circular model can be go to cradle to cradle. So these 4 key criteria help me to present you all these suppliers hang on the concept that new luxury, as I said, luxury from yesterday will be not the luxury of tomorrow. We have to renew, to rethink what is really a luxury. So, because a growing number of designer and brands development teams are desperately looking for sustainable products, I'm going to begin by bio-iridescent sequins. You know that most bit sequins are made from petroleum, and their shimmer is obtained through chemical finishing. And I present you the work of Elisa Brunato. She converts wood cellulose into a material that produces shimmering structural corals. And these bio-iridescent sequins are really, really subtiles and make you dreams, make you dreaming in a new high-hand couture, what I call eco couture. So you can see she had the award of 2019 of the TTG, and you can see that you can use sequins as normal sequins, and you can really imagine new concept. Another one which I present already last year. I love this image. Recycling is magic, because it's really what we can believe. And Plastic Fantastic is a collaborative collection through the Sustainable Sequins Company, which already since 2 years propose you recycling sequins in PET plastic. And the key trends of sustainability also, it's collaboration between digital and sustainable native brands and native designer. And so you can see all a sort of new synergy between the different sector of fashion. It's like a leather goods, like shoes, for bags. And here you can see how a facade of sequins can be do. I've seen this clutch in London, that it was really, really amazing in the styling and the finishing. And you can see you have an infinite possibilities, like ordinary sequins, but it's sustainable. And this is the kickstart of imagination. You can always use also those sequins to make buttons for ready-wear apparel. And you can see how sustainably hold now the way to create new components like a mala I met her in London also, and she turned household plastic into valuable new material. It's of course not, it's an experimental process, but this kind of workshop can be organized in an industrial purpose, and because it's only using handcraft in addition to digital manufacturing, and you can begin to make your prototypes in 3D print and go immediately in an economic way to go faster to go in a manufacturing process. So it's interesting that components and materials have hang all the development process in new 3D print process, and it's going faster to modelize new functional components. Artamine, you know that, for example, how do you say, the flowers of Chanel couture designer was the flowers, the white flowers, and flowers for this high end level couture, eco couture is very interesting. And I discover a French craft hand person who combined bacterial cellulose fibers to an ancestral enabling techniques. And you can see she can make flowers, very couture flowers, like we need for high couture, but also for mass market. And it's very interesting to see that link between ancestral techniques and bacterial cellulose technology can do a very nice result. Silk is also a very important fabric in sustainable trunks, and I love the storytelling of Cocoon brand, Cocoon supplier, because they say they provide you a non-violent silk, and it's immediately means in which concept we are going when we conceive, when we're looking for silk. So Cocoon is a craft and loom silk garment supplier, and they really has a statement. The statement is the non-violent silk, because they produce silk from cocoons without killing the pupae inside or without sacrificing animal life. So you can see, and you can go to their website, you can see the quality of this piece silk, and I hope it gives you the kickstarting to create a new thing. Another key trend in looking for sustainable materials is what we call faux fur. Faux fur, coming from the French, fake fur, let's say in English. Fake fur, the aim of this industry is to use less oil and more corn, and to go towards a more eco-friendly faux fur. Ecopel is really an interesting supplier, which proves that you can use less oil and more corn in that fashion key trends. And you can see that you can see that we can make a very fancy fur with fake fur, and it's made of 37% of corn residue and with recycled polyester. And also here you can see that all the trends can have the mirror in that faux fur. You can have a lot of choice to be in infinite imagination and creation. Stella McCartney present last catwalk this new material through the coat, through a faux fur coat, and I guess that is going to be a key trend for sustainability fashion focus, and especially because it's without any animal suffering. So after silk, after faux fur, after luxury, sourcing luxury, let's talk about another key material, which is wool and cashmere, where it's these two materials are hang on the desire of upholding local traditions, where animal welfare and local handcraft are the key choice for your suppliers. You can see here all the key facts which can conduct your choice in cashmere and wool. For example, I met UPW, which is a supplier who provides you some alpaca, wool alpaca, and provide you many collection of wool which can be used for ready wear, but also for knit, for leather goods and bags. Ink alpaca also, you know them. Ink alpaca, they're coming from South Africa, and they are on the same level of sustainability and circularity. And also IYNE from Bolivia for freight trade alpaca. All these three suppliers upholding local traditions, and it's very nice to recover and to feel the handcraft, because it's a key trend. Authenticity and local tradition is very important key trends. Non-woven fabric like felt, it's also cheaper and faster than conventional weaving process. So here the work of a group, you can read the name, it's a group of experimental Double House UK. So what is interesting, it's the non-woven fabric, the carded wool they present, and you can see all the let's say the mood, the trendy mood. They are on casualty, on comfort, and you know that after this lockdown, one of the key trends, for example, for ready wear and for accessories is comfort, casual, and sustainability meanings. And so you can see that, like was I saying, 71% of brands are looking for sustainable suppliers. So we have to make the links between the needs and the buyers and the customers. Color custom dyers, it's one also of the key fact that you can look after a system that reduce and recycle and reuse water. And what is interesting to guess, even if it's difficult to turn on sustainability through the dyeing, it's that when you go in digital printing, you saved over 40 40 billion liters of waters worldwide. It's an infinite and give you an infinite number of colors, and using less 10 liters of water per meter. So put that things in your mind, that also eco-digital printing, water-based, solvent-free, pigment inks can give you a lot of possibility to create new handbags. You'll find also through Hermine Textile very nice canvas for bags, very heavyweight qualities, and you can see there's no difference between a non-sustainable and a sustainable product. And even if the price is of course a factor of decision to buy, now I think customers are ready to pay more and to pay for circularity fashion. So through the plants, growing source material create organic new material. You know, of course, Piñatex, but here I wanted to present you Bananatex. Bananatex is banana plants cultivated in the Philippines, and you can see which kind of product you can do with this kind of canvas. And the added value is that you can link technology and plant-based new canvas. Bananatex is also used for interior design for furniture, because now it's a global approach in the way you use your material. And you can see this seat is very, very designed and very minimalist, very according to less is more. May I present you again Belief, a vegan material, which is coming from Novakeru. Novakeru is an exhibitor of APLF fair in Hong Kong, and you remember they were the first tannery, exotical tannery, who convert their collection in bio-plant base, and they present her Belief last year. They are awarded everywhere, and what is interesting, they extended the range of color, and you can see all the collaboration with what we can do with their product. Shoes, bags, and you really have the feeling of the vegetal holistic plant material area. Another way to be a vegan, it's a cactus. People from leather would say that we can't use, of course, leather, but it's a cactus vegan bio-based material, and it's breathable, bacterial, mildew resistant, fire retardant, and you can see all their storytelling. It's coming from the plants, like for cosmetic. In cosmetic, we use a lot of plants, and we can see that now in fashion, you can be on the same level because it's low water use, partially biodegradable, and free of toxic element. Piñatex is really now on the orbit to be one of the main alternative material by Ananas Anam. They develop now goldy and silver collection, and it's really improved for to be used for shoes collection and leather good. Bass fibers. I won't talk about bamboos and many of bastard fibers, but I want to make a focus especially on the hemp. Hemp is going to be a very key trend, And these key trends can be used for shoes and can give you very sturdy hempy canvas, but also yarn and ropes for making passementeria and yarn. One of the key trends also is the mycelium revolution, the fungus, let's say the fungus-powered, eco-friendly design. And the mycelium revolution, you can see press issue that APLF website can avoid to you. And the mycelium biofabrication platform develop a Micoflex, which is a high performance foam entirely made of mycelium, non-toxic, biodegradable, compostable, rapidly renewable. And you can see that they develop apparel, which is high performance foams for bags, which is breathability, rebreathable, rebonded, hydrophobic. And Micoflex can be used for sneaker soles already. And it's very interesting also for bags, which can be linked to this feeling of plant feeling. Biomaterial integrating science and biology. You have Algo with Algae Knit, because their story is biology. Biology is the future, and from seaweed to fibers, they develop a knit mesh, and also a plastic structure which is very light and very refined, and you can see it's already improved for industrial meaning. Microbial cellulose through scobitic materials. You can print it, you can color in, you can have scale like a skin print pattern, and you can also make biofabricated purified nanocellulose bags. Responsible packaging, it's also a need to be circular in the fashion need. So you can have compostable custom molded mycelium foam, like for packaging. Ecovative made something for IKEA also. And you can look after organic clothes hanger. I made this one through Corte Eco is using regional grass, becoming granulates and became bio hanger. So you can have all your product, all your packaging through sustainable product development. External embellishments through avid emission, be a force, yes, to make packaging in craft also, but also patch and label remade. All this need can be choose and select through a sustainable collection. So you can find them in, of course, in this one supplier, and you can also have precision reflective heat transfers. Wild rubber, it's also one of the key trends made from the Amazonia, and of course you can recognize the work of Veja, the French sneakers digital and sustainable native brand. They really have a very nice, very interesting storytelling, and now they are of course on the way to collaborate with a lot of high-end couture or ready-wear brands like Rick Owens, and they are really promote sustainability, circularity, and reused loop material for the sneakers collection. Wild rubber through Amadeu, you can see that we can be also in jewel and in leather good and craft like this clutch. So sustainable rubber, it's a very important also, and you can find it in the Mendy Godert certified rubber collection, even in this very humble product, because it's a choice, less instead of more. Eco-conscious font. To finish this part, I will talk about eco-conscious footwear, the future of manufacture. We are looking for circular knitting, create 3D technical effects and zero waste knitting upward. And we assist on the demonstration of the Santoni new technology, which is a knitted machine, a circular knitted machine can give you the opportunity to use, to create unlimited 3D technical effect, and design can be directly knitted by this machine. Adria Prain is one of my favorite supplier. I met him through a workshop organized in Atlanta. Atlanta, you know, that's all the sneakers industry is. And Adria Prain holds the concept that sustainability doesn't sacrifice quality, you know, and they are for a closed loop recycling, and they featured foam core technology vs neoprene, you know, and you can see how they can engineer water-based, solvent-free, lamination, toxic-free foam base through the idea to engineer the movement, to engineer the shoes. And what is interesting that they make you the link between the fabrics they sell to you, to a sneakers brand, and they look after always how they can recycle their own scraps. And after Adria Prain, Adria Prain scraps, they develop a new generation of product coming from their scraps, which is called Terra, to make upper and bristle upper to be a very fashion and on custom made need for this industry. So this example show you that we are completely ready to be sustainable from the beginning of the conception to the closed loop recycling circle, closed loop cradle to cradle. Italflex, how to use core composite. We met us in Paris, and also what is important to see that the upper can be recycled, but also all kind of soles can be recycled, like core composites, like a plastical PET composite, and also even from coffee grounds transformed through soles. So I will finish with a Berg Outdoor 100% biodegradable boots, to just make that the subject is between vegan and leather. It's not the question maybe now. The question is to be on 100% biodegradable footwear. And here I want to present you a shoes which is completely 100% biodegradable through the leather used, free of chromes, of course, through felt, through the sole. And we can do it. It's really now. And we can, as I say to you at the beginning, we can make together with a new kind of fashion. And so please be safe, and be safe for you and for the earth. Mind the earth, and rewiring the fashion system together. So this is a conclusion, and I hope to see you at the next APLF fair, where we're going to organize a Material Plus platform, sustainable platform, with this conduct line I had the pleasure to present you today. So if you have any question, of course, I hope we have the time to answer and to make a short exchange. So please.
Hello, thank you, Anne. So we have sort of 10 minutes left, and we have a few questions from the audience. So one of them is, what is eco-friendly leather? How we can find it as shoes materials?
Okay, so eco-friendly leather, we call that now renewed leather, reused leather, because it's a new material. You can go to people who gathered scraps of leather coming from, let's say, gloves industry. We present you last year an eco leather manufacturer which called what's the name? It's going to come back. So it was a non-Congolese manufacturer. And what is interesting that the first eco leather you can find is a scrap reuse leather, compress like in plates. So it's very economical, and you can save a lot of material. So this is the first eco leather you can find. The second one is coming from chrome free, and you have tanneries who are very proud to propose you new way to tan, vegetable tannery way, for example, to use eco-friendly leather. Now there's a lot of kind of traditional leather which can be called sustainable because they work on less water use, less chrome, no chrome use. So let's go to your old tanner supplier, and they have all now a new collection to propose to you.
Thank you. And the second.
Oh, sorry. The name of the reuse leather is Resik leather in Hong Kong.
Yeah, Resik leather. And the second question is why sewing free is seen as a sustainability attribute?
Sorry, I didn't understand the question.
Why sewing free, like no stitching sewing, is seen as a sustainability attribute?
Because in the manufacturing process, you're looking after all the different steps of assembling, of finishing, of packaging, of buying. And no sewing, it's a way to simplify the step of assembling, and of course use less energy, use less materials, and put handcraft again in the assembling way to do a project. So it's maybe it's a key trends. Maybe some people say that it's a niche trends, but it's one of the elements on all the level of manufacturing a product, which can be studying through sustainability approach.
So I think we need to answer one more question because we are running out of time. So what do you think is the most important factor of sustainable fashion?
Sustainable fashion now, it's to be, it's not a trend. You'll have Gay Amisto who is going to talk about colors and finishing, you know, and this is the way we can project the perspective of sustainability. But in fact, now sustainability for fashion, it's the challenge to make high-end quality for the mass market, and to stop to considering luxury is only for luxury market. The new luxury, in fact, for me, it's to be sustainable for everybody, especially for the lifestyle brands and for the mass market brands, you know, like even for Marks and Spencer, for all these kind of popular brands, to recover, let's say, to recover this need and to answer of that 71% people who want to have sustainability and to have sense in the way they buy fashion product. We need sense.
Okay, thank you, Anne. Because we are running out of time, we still have some questions. I think we can answer it by email, and then if the audience also have more questions to ask, you can send to us, and then we will direct to Anne and answer your questions.
Okay.
Thank you, Anne, for this.
So, thank you. I would love really to thank you, everybody, because maybe these two parts, I hope they can feel that my first commitment was to help all of you, if you are directive creators or brands or manufacturers, to make the link between you and sustainability. So many thanks to you, and thanks to APLF, to both of you for this talk of this today. So bye-bye from Paris.
Bye-bye, Anne. Yes, I believe that our audience will make use to of the trend. And don't forget to follow us on our social media platform, and we will upload this webinar to our YouTube channel. And in the coming Thursday, we have a online business matching event about sustainability materials. So please register if you are interested. And the link in the chat box already. In the next week, we have 2 webinars in a row. On Tuesday, we have invited Elena from Here Fashion Hub to talk about the strategies that fashion companies should adopt to face the post-coronavirus market. And on Thursday, we have ICEC to talk about sustainability certificates. So if you are interested in any sustainability matters, please stay tuned and register the webinar. And you can simply scan the QR code to register. And you can also find the link in the chat box. And don't forget to complete our survey to let us know the topics you are interested in, and we can invite those experts to speak in the future. And you may now click the exit the webinar, and it will direct you to the survey. Thank you, everyone. Stay positive and stay healthy. Stay connected with each other.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.